Hey, welcome everybody here to this wonderful morning here in Denmark. My name is Lars Heisen and I'm the host of this live, but I'm also the host on the Be Better Academy, where we do a lot of online stuff, on live, what we call it, where we meet our participants on live for learning experiences within a lot of different areas. But today I'm mainly focusing on what we do in AI and how we do that. We are the proud host of the ChatGPT practitioner, where we've trained hundreds of both men and women. When we look at the topic of today, is something that we do has been doing for the last almost a year, really focusing on how we can help people get from zero to really almost 100 in ChatGPT within 6 weeks on live twice a week, 1.5 hour on Tuesdays, 1.5 hour on Thursdays. Well, today I've experienced something really exciting. I thought that when I saw the news this week about what I would call male GPT, why women are using AI much more than men. I just saw this recent study that shows that on, for instance, ChatGPT and other platforms, two-thirds of the users are men and two-thirds of the usage are by men. So why is this happening? And I think there are several reasons, and I want to go through them with you today and just very quickly walk you through it. Just very short about me. I'm what I'll call an AI enthusiast. I just love the opportunities within AI. I'm really enthusiastic about what it can do for us. I also sometimes are a bit critical about what it's going to do to the way that we work, the way that we interact with each other. But I find the opportunities much, much more enriching for us human beings than the threats that are there if we just handle them in the best possible way. I run the Be Better Academy. We've had a good success over the years of helping people be better on live, together, face to face, like this, but with super interactions and having fun on live together at the same time. We do this ChatGPT practitioner. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it in the end of this short live, but because I think that it can also be part of the solution of what we heard today. What I want to do today is look at the 5 possible reasons for that females are using, the women are using AI much less than men. I also think I have 5 approaches that could actually help solving this. And then I want to share at the end our best practices. But if we're looking at the 5 possible reasons, I think that one of the things that is pretty obvious is that when you look at statistics, there's just a huge gender gaps in tech education, but also in careers. We see that a lot more men are actually going towards the tech careers and also the tech education. So if we look at STEM, the engineering, mathematics, and physics, there is a lot of more men in those educations than women. I know that can be for a lot of different reasons, and I also know that there is a lot being done of changing this. But when we look at it historically, all the development that has been of the tech tools, of course, has been with a male dominance in the approach. So, so what we need to do is look at how can we actually, is it necessary to have a tech education or doing a tech career to actually use AI? Or is AI maybe an opportunity to kind of jump over those obstacles and really just use the tools? Because I don't think that you need to be an engineer to do this. There is also something about confidence and tech self-efficacy or efficacy. I think it's when we look at the difference. When I look at my kids, I have 5 wonderful kids, and 4 of them are girls, and 1 of them is a boy. And when I look at them, I just see that, and I can talk for myself. I'm not talking about women. I can just talk about men. I think that most men don't really have to be really good at something before they think that they're absolutely fantastic. So we might not have the ability and the skills necessary to actually have the confidence, but it's pretty easy for us to feel that I can use this, I can do this, and we are very fast at jumping out in using tech, and we see that both when we look at gaming and programming and coding and other stuff. That there's a tendency that boys are faster at getting into it, but I also see something that kind of puzzles me a little bit. I see that when when my kids are doing their homework, I would say that my son, he would probably do whatever he can to get as fast from 0 to 100, and not necessarily get any of the learning on the way. He would find all the shortcuts that he can. But when I look at my girls, there's a tendency that they really want to learn, but they also want to make sure that they don't feel that they have cheated. So they really want to make sure that they are really doing the work themselves. They're doing everything properly, much more properly than most of the guys, and that can sometimes be a hindrance of getting of using it. And when people are talking about Chat GPT, and especially when we look at it, schools and teachers, a lot of people are really looking into how can we stop people from cheating with ChatGPT, or how can I make sure that people don't see it as if I'm cheating when using it? And I think that is something that we also have to come over, of really making sure that we actually understand that AI can be an enhancer, not just a shortcut. Can actually make us do much better and do greater things. Another thing is also the cultural expectation and the norms that we see. I've already talked into some of it, and I think that we have a tendency to to have different focuses on where we are. And I think that some of the cultural expectations that we see is that we also have different expectations to women. We have different expectations of what they need to do with their time. We see and one of the issues I'm talking about a little bit later is also the the restraint that we have and the mental load that we experience in very different ways if we're a man or a woman. And I think that those cultural expectations that we see, that we expect something different, is also something that keeps us away from actually using AI in a proper way. But it's really also a lot to marketing and product design. When I see how you market, how AI tools are marketed, and how they are designed, and how they answer. If you ask ChatGPT, it will answer like a guy. It will tell you if you ask it for a direction somewhere, it will tell you go there, you turn left, you go 300 meters, you go right, and then you do this. And I know when I ask my wife for the directions, she'll say, "Well, you need to go to that crossing, just across that store where we bought that dress a couple of weeks ago, or and then you have to turn left. And when you then drive down there, and you have to be careful of what's going to happen there. It's a completely different way of answering a question. And when I look at how ChatGPT by design is answering in a guy engineering kind of way, I can really understand why people do this differently, and how they see it differently, and why they sometimes feel that this is maybe not talking to me. But there are great ways that we can actually change this and look into it, and how and the good thing about a lot of the AI tools is that we can actually train them to respond like we would do. So there's a little bit more work to do if you wanted to respond differently. But there are absolutely ways that we can do that. But also when we're looking at the product design, when I look at ChatGPT, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like an engineering site. The user interface is not nice. There's no colors. It's just gray, and mine is gray and white, or it's not really very handsome, very nice to look at. But it works, and we can kind of have to look across that and really find out how we can do that. But there is also a lot of work-life balance and time constraints in this, because I think that the mental load of most women is that they are so much more aware of what is happening and what is going on around them, where guys just can tune out and just go into things. And I know that some of you are going to hate me for this, and I'm probably because stereotypical or other things, but I can only speak from my experience, and that is that I find it. I often hear when we are talking to our female participants on our ChatGPT practitioner that they say, we're so busy. I don't know when I'm going to do that. I don't know how I can actually get this to work. I'm so busy. I have a lot of things that I need to do at work. And when we then talk to the guys, they'll say, I'll just cancel the meeting at 9 o'clock. Don't worry, and I'll just go for it. And we can do that. And is it at 9? Well, I'll just pop in. And we just see it differently because maybe I don't know why, but that's something for the ladies to answer, and you can absolutely do that in the comments if you want. We are both live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, and a lot of other different places. So please make sure that you tap in. I'll just look at LinkedIn because I won't get the comments here, but there's a there's a nice good viewing there. Thank you very much for attending. So when we're looking at these restraints, I think that there is something that we need to look into. How can we actually overcome this, and how can we do things? And I think when we're looking at these these gender gaps in tech, and that is, you need to tell yourself you don't need to be an engineer to use AI. You just need to be curious and open-minded and just try it out. I know that prompting might sound. We talk about prompt engineering. We talk about prompting, which is also a very very engineering kind of term, but it's not that complicated. It's just talking in a different way. It's just learning a new language that is not complicated, that is pretty easy to learn. And I will tell you, over 6 weeks at our ChatGPT practitioner, people become very, very good at doing this without having to change the way that they think or they work. And absolutely without being an engineer. Because I think that AI is probably that revolution within tech that will bring it to most people. So you don't need to be an engineer to do this. Just jump into it, and whatever trade you have. If you're an educator or you are a leader in a business or an NGO, or well, if you are teaching kids in first grade, there are so many things that AI can support you with on a daily basis. Well, looking at the confidence in tech self-efficacy, I think you just need to stop wanting to be perfect, because doing is much better than being perfect. Just try it out, test it out, see what happens. And sometimes it will not be good. But the good thing is that we as human beings are hopefully trained to be very critical thinking, and we can easily work with the results that we get out. We don't have to, just because we do something wrong once, it won't work. When I prompt, I often get something I said, this is not good enough. I'll try a different approach. And then I get something that I can really, really use for what I'm doing. So do things, test it out. And there are so many great tools that we also walk through when we do the ChatGPT practitioner. Because what we like to do is create doers. A ChatGPT practitioner is not an engineering study. You don't need to know a lot about AI, but you have to be able to use it. You have to be a practitioner, someone who actually uses it to make sure that what you do every day is, that you can do more and you can do it better. That's really what we want to do. So doing is really something that is happening. And every week we have 2 sessions. We have one on Tuesday where we kind of learn new stuff, and then on Thursday we have AI news of the week, so that you will know what's happening in the AI world. But then we also show different tools, because today my presentation here is done with AI. It's done in Canva, and I use Canva to create pictures. It helps me write text. It does a lot of stuff where AI is actually supporting me in doing that. And that is something that will you also get inspired to when you're joining us. I also think that we can come over the cultural expectations and gender norms by training together. One of the things and one of the biggest values we see at our ChatGPT practitioner is that people learn together. We love to put people in breakout sessions. We love to give them tasks where they work together. And I think that is something that really creates a lot of learning. And it's really inspiring to train together with other people, because a lot of the self-confidence and also understanding the different genders and how we see it, how we approach it, will be something that you will experience together with both men, women, or non-binary persons who are joining the course. You will find out that it doesn't really matter. We might have a different approach for some of us, but when we train together, we can really do a lot of great things together. And we're looking at the marketing and product design. I think one of the things that you need to do is go out there and talk about it. You need to make sure that you change it yourself. Yeah, I know that when you look at ChatGPT, it looks crappy. But what is beautiful about it is that you can actually train it, you can have it respond in the way that you prefer. I have it very personal, very straightforward, very direct because that's how I like it. But I also have chatbots where I have where it answers in a completely different way. When I have a coaching app that I created in ChatGPT, when I'm using it for coaching, it answers me in a different way. It's much more focusing on the emotional part. It's much more elaborate on the answers and really getting into it. And I think that's a way that we can actually take control and change it to what we like and how we like it. And when we're talking about work life balance and time constraints, I always tell people when they tell me, I don't have the time. I'm so busy. I don't know how I should take out time to learn AI. There's so much other stuff that I also need to learn. I will tell them that if you don't have time, you absolutely need to learn how to use AI because AI will give you so much more time. I get more done in 3 days. I get 3 times as much done in 3 days than I normally did in a week, including evenings and weekends and a lot of stuff. I get so much done because I have a perfect assistant in AI. It helps me do the design, it helps me do text, it helps me do thinking, it analyzes my stuff. I will never ever again write minutes. I have my AI tool that takes the minutes of my meetings and makes sure that everybody gets their tasks. I will never again spend time on writing an Word document from scratch. I'll never do that again. I will always use what is Copilot, something that we're also going to show you in the program, how that is actually coming into your Office suite as well, of how to do things easily. I will never again write a formula in Excel. I'll just ask it to do it for me. I'll just talk to my Excel sheet and just let it do those kind of things. So it will give you so much more time if you dare to do that. And I really hope that you will join us. We are starting up a new session on August 20th at 4 p.m. Central European Summertime, which might be very different depending on where you are. If it's in Australia, it's around midnight. If it's in the US, it's early in the morning. But it doesn't really matter because what we do is that we train you twice a week. If by any chance there's one of the sessions that you miss, well, there are many options to learn that again. First of all, we have recording, so you can easily go in and record it. But when you join our ChatGPT practitioner, you'll be part of our alumni, and our alumni are able to join our sessions from now on until forever. Because what we really want to make sure is that learning about AI is continuous. So we have a lot of our old practitioners who show up on Thursday in our Q&A meetings. We on Thursday, I said we do the news, AI news of the week. We do the AI tool of the week, and then we have endless Q&A. That means that we are there. We're always 2 or 3 teachers there or trainers or facilitators who are there to answer your questions. So no matter what kind of questions you have, we'll do our best to answer it. And sometimes we can't answer it, but sometimes some of our old practitioners can actually help you get an answer. Or we'll set one of our engineers to really nerd into it and find out how we might find a solution on your specific topic. And as a practitioner, you can continue doing that for the next years. You're welcome to join the modules. You can take it all over again so that you're sure about it. So I hope to see a lot of you. It's a 6 weeks on live course. 1.5 hours on Tuesday, 1.5 hour on Thursday. You'll end up buying a certificate as a certified ChatGPT practitioner. And for 6 weeks, all is included, and the forever access to our content on ChatGPT, and also pay part of our AI Club online. It's only $497 for this journey. It is as cheap as it gets, but it is also as valuable as it gets. I'll just look in to see if there is any questions. Yes, there is a question on YouTube. John wants to know if it's like a webinar style like this, or it's different. It's a different style. What we do is we use Zoom, and we really try to use all the the advanced tools that are in digital facilitations. We try to make sure that we have a lot of dynamics. You'll see that when you join ours, so there's a lot of interaction between the participants. There's a lot of fun. We try to have a nice environment when people are there. We use different tools. We use a lot of breakout sessions, breakout rooms. We show you different tools that you can use, but we also practice on the go. So when we do an exercise, you'll have your ChatGPT in front of you. You'll have us and the other participants on your screen, and you'll do your work, and we'll share it together. You'll share your results. Other people will share their results. So it's very interactive. So it's almost like being in a classroom. But the great advantage is here that you will be with already now. I can see you'll be with people from Germany, the Netherlands, the U.S., Australia, the Philippines, Hong Kong. You'll be with people from all around the globe, learning different ways of doing that. So I really hope and I encourage you to come. If you're not native English speaker and you think that that might be different or difficult, we'll make sure that we speak slow. We'll make sure that in the Q&A sessions you can ask. That's the great thing about ChatGPT. You can ask it in any question. We'll just translate and we'll have it translated right away. So you will easily be able to follow this, because this is also a lot about showing the examples and showing how to do. And I really hope to see a lot of you there. I'll just watch out and see if we have any more comments coming up. Well, I love that that Dandex is sending us a lot of heart. Kissy is sending some stars and some what do you call it, confetti coming out, and it's really nice, all the way from the Philippines. So thank you very much for commenting on Facebook. And I hope to see a lot of you on our future lives. We are live at least once a week, sometimes 2 times, sometimes 3 times. It all depends. But I hope to see a lot of you in our future sessions on how you can utilize ChatGPT or AI in many different ways. Please leave your comments. Please press like. Please make sure that our YouTube channel, we just started on YouTube, so we really need you to subscribe on our YouTube channel and make sure that you spread the word. You're very welcome to spread this live to your friends. It will be visible both on YouTube, not on Instagram, but on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And you're welcome to share it with those that you that you think will find this interesting. And I hope that I'll have some comments on the topic of today on how we can actually make sure that and actually there's a question why women are using AI much less than men, because I'm curious. These were just my perception and my findings, and I hope that you'll agree with me, or I hope that you will disagree with me, but I actually hope that we'll have a conversation about why this is happening. Kissy is also saying here, we are very excited. Jela Lasatin, John Ray, Riviera, Mark Anthony, Abelana, they're all joining us. I can also say that Richard, also from Manila, will be joining us. So a lot of great people will be with us, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that and to seeing you online when we start on August 20th. You can still do it. You can always find us on ChatGPT. Let me just get back here on chatgptpractitioner.ai. I'm also just throwing it in the link, both on YouTube and hopefully also on Facebook. I'll make sure that it comes to you also in LinkedIn. And you're welcome to visit our site. You can go there. If you have any questions, there's a button there. You can always call me. We'll set up a Zoom call. I'll go through the content, or finding out if this is a fit for you. And we'll absolutely help you make sure of that. We also want to make sure that everybody has a fair chance. So if you are from a country where $497 is a lot of money, just reach out, because we work with what we call fair pricing. So we'll make sure that there will be a chance for everybody to join us. So please just reach out. You can find our contact information on chatgptpractitioner.ai. So this was all from today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you in both our future lives, but hopefully also on our ChatGPT practitioner. So enjoy the rest of the day and have a fantastic weekend. And if you're not already using AI, try it out, test it, do it.